Good evening, everyone. I'm Justin. With me tonight is Greg.
How y'all doing, guys?
And this is Unscripted Car Talk. Greg, would you like to have some playful banter back and forth?
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, how are you enjoying this weather?
A little chilly for October, but, since it's just Halloween, it's fine. It's great.
Yeah, well,
Can't complain.
I know we didn't really see a whole lot of trick-or-treaters tonight. I was a little disappointed.
Nope, I counted 18 kids. That's about it. Not what I used to seeing in our old neighborhood, but it's fine.
Well, this is a different subdivision. It's a different mindset, too. Everybody's doing those trunk-or-treats.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a little cheating, though. Back when we were kids, we had to walk around neighborhoods. Miles and miles of walking.
We also had to dress up. That one kid didn't even have anything on.
No.
Well,
Today's kids.
well, let's not reminisce on the past unless we're going back to 1989.
Okay. Let's go back to 1989 then.
All right. Well, today, guys, we're going to be talking about the gentleman's agreement that occurred in Japan.
Oh, yes.
And because in the 1988, they saw a pretty strong perceived correlation of speed and road deaths. So they assumed that it must be these powerful cars on the road. So the Japanese Auto Manufacturers Association stepped forward and asked everybody to, hey, calm that down for a sec.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. Well, yeah, but so in 1989, with the debut of the Nissan Fairlady Z, the 280ZX, they changed the rule. Well, they started an unwritten rule saying that cars had to be limited to about 276 horsepower.
That's right.
To match up with exactly what was coming out that time. So, for many, many years, cars were coming out, and they were still advertising 276 horsepower, even though they were making a lot more than that.
A lot more, yes.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Would you like to talk about the GTR?
Yeah, the DTR in, let's say, like 1999.
Yeah.
Like the R34.
Yeah.
Yep, R34 was advertised to make 276 horsepower. But really, on the dyno, it was making 320 horsepower.
Yeah, that's a significant markup from what they were advertising.
Oh, yes. And basically, they were like, Japanese were like, no. It makes 276 horsepower. But really, in whisper, they went, 376.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always been that little bit of gap between what the advertisers say and what the car's actually making. But this was one of those times when they were advertising way lower than the car was putting out. Because, think about the Evos.
Yeah. They were making, what?
They were making well over 300.
Yeah. They definitely were.
And this was going on until 2005.
Yeah. There's quite a long gap there from 89 to, 2005.
And to think that something stood in place so long because they were worried about street gangs ignoring the rules of the road and just running from the police.
Yep. You probably can tell me more about that one, Justin.
Oh, me? Having grown up on the mean streets of Tokyo? Yeah, I'm sure. No. I don't know anything about it, but I did know that they were called Banzuku.
Okay.
Yeah, which you might know a little bit more about now that I've said that word.
Oh, yeah. Banzuku was pretty much kind of like your street gang in Japan and mainly in Tokyo, where it's a bunch of young kids and everything on motorcycles, mainly Suzukis and Kawasaki's and everything, and they used to run the streets and everything, causing crime and chaos. Well, not really chaos, just this little piddly little crime and everything. They weren't like big time crime people and everything, but in Japan, it's kind of frowned upon against that and everything. They kind of and it also transferred all to cars too, because you also got Banzuku cars. I'm sure people know about them too, with the crazy pipes and the long body kits and everything. And they kind of transfer that. But it's cool. I mean, the cars were kind of cool and everything. I don't really agree with the whole like crime and everything, but the cars were really cool. The motorcycles were really cool, like they were decorated and everything. But
Well, it was like a rebellious thing.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, from a country where everybody's a little, stuffy.
yeah,
I mean, to see people going down the street and like neon orange and purple cars with just all these superfluous fins and 17-foot exhaust pipes.
yeah,
It was just really like, we're gonna stick it to the man.
yeah. I think that's how it was, over there and everything. But I mean, to me, like I said, the cars and motorcycles were the cool part about it and everything. You can almost kind of say that the bazooka was kind of almost like, biker gangs over here and everything. They all had the leather jackets on, and they all rolled, in groups of like 10s or 20 people.
Yeah, they would just, when they were around, you knew they were around.
Yeah.
Because they were not going to go quietly into the night.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, that's a crazy culture that could have a topic all unto itself.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, I mean, excuse me, guys, and everything, but, I'm going to have to, if we can do an episode of that, then I definitely got to get my notes together on that one.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. This was pretty slapdash, really.
Yeah.
But it was a topic that I always thought was fascinating, that they could just sit down and say to each other, maybe we as an association should step forward and try and set some sort of rules to keep the people safe out there.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Well, until 2004.
Yeah.
When they came forward and said, actually, guys, we've been crunching the numbers, and it doesn't look like speed is directly related to the number of road fatalities.
No.
Yeah. Well, at least they manned up and said it.
Yeah. At least they manned up and said it and everything. But, I don't know.
Do you want to tell them about the car that officially just like broke with the tradition?
Yes, surprisingly, it was Honda with over here is the Acura RL, but over there is the Honda Legend, and they actually unveiled it saying it was 300 horsepower. And you don't imagine through everybody's mind like what?
Yeah,
where did this come from?
Yeah, everybody just standing around going, dude, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. And then pretty much when that came out, that kind of opened the floodgates to all the other cars coming out with 300 horsepower or 310, and and then that kind of like started the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, kudos to Honda. They make a couple of cars that I'm okay with, but a majority of the cars I'm just like, it's a Honda.
Yeah.
But I think they had something. They had some gumption there to go ahead and just say, to heck with tradition. We're gonna do this.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not really a Honda fan. Not really. I mean,
You
it was
are
my
the
first.
Honda fanboy of our group, though.
I'll probably appreciate it more than everybody else does.
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna shout out to it.
Yeah.
But,
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to my home.
Yeah, what's up? You want to give me a free Civic? I'll drive it.
Oh man, but kudos to them, man. Kudos to them, and and once again, it really opened up everything. I'm glad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
If you know what, in that article we read, they said that who knows if Honda hadn't been the first ones to step forward and say, this is a stupid rule and we're not going to listen to it, we might not have the GTR.
no, you're right. You might not.
It might have just fallen by the wayside, a dream car that somebody would have been scratching out on a piece of paper in their office and going, nope, we can't do it because we want 400 and something horsepower. That's way more than 276. We can't hide that.
No, definitely not. So, once again, kudos to Honda. But what was the organization that started this whole thing?
The Japanese Automotive Manufacturers Association. JAMA.
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 Yeah. There's the organization that started out saying that they put a limit on horsepower. Was it all the way around the world, or was it America?
No. It was just Japanese domestic vehicles.
Okay, yeah.
Vehicles produced in country for use in the country.
Okay.
Everywhere else, they were advertising more than that.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. There's the group of people. I don't know if it was ran by the government or was it, the Japanese government or
No,
anything, or was it like kind of their own organization?
I'm not sure. It could be like our National Highway Transit Authority.
Yes, you're right. So those are the group of people who were responsible for putting limits on horsepower back in 1989 on 276 horsepower.
Well, they might not have had all the numbers that they needed. They were just making some assumptions.
Yeah.
But I mean, back in the 80s, people weren't really studying the stuff like they are now.
No, you're right.
And plus the technology has changed a lot. Anti-lock brakes, pre-tension seatbelts, airbags, just general things to make cars safer at any speed.
Yeah.
Probably in the 80s, crumple zones weren't that big a deal for most manufacturers besides Volvo and Saab.
Yeah. And, I'm out of blank right now, Justin.
That is perfectly fine. You
Yeah.
know what? These are completely unscripted. If you draw a blank, that is to be expected. I just drew one myself.
Yeah.
If you draw a blank, it's fine. We're okay. Nobody is grading us on this.
Oh. It was just the fact that a lot of auto manufacturing in Japan was kind of getting worried, too, because a lot of European car companies, too, were...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were...
Because of the limitation they were putting on, the other manufacturers were stepping up to the plate and started stealing in their market share.
Yeah, it definitely was. And that's what came along with the whole, like, secretly telling it was 276 horsepower.
Yeah.
So, and then, with German car culture, Germans, car manufacturers, sorry.
There we go.
They were making better and stronger motors at the time. And, imagine being in Japan or being a manufacturer in Japan and you seeing all these cars coming in with, like 300 horsepower or plus, and you're still kind of stuck trying to make just 276 horsepower cars.
Well, they weren't really trying to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but some of the more, they're less extreme performance packages. I don't think we're trying to break that line too much.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, well, do you have anything else to say on it? I think we basically covered this topic fore and back.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, once again, I'd like to remind you that my name is Justin, and...
My name's Greg.
And I thank you for joining me. I thank you for joining me today, Greg, on this unscripted car talk. And I probably will not be editing this, so we're both going to sound kind of stupid.
Comment below to see how we talk.
Yes, please. If you hate us or like us, please comment below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. We will be putting out more of these as the weeks go on. Haven't really figured out a good format yet. This is just the test run, if you will.
Oh. Also, comment to see what you think about the whole gentleman's agreement. If you like it, if you don't, just tell me what it is.
Excellent plug, Greg. Good. Okay, guys. That's going to be all for us. Please have a lovely day, and well, it's probably not going to be Halloween by the time you hear this, but I hope you had a happy Halloween. Yeah, scary noise. Raw.
Oh, yeah.